Hey everyone, Jamie Kindred here, your Public Relations Director for the City of Hondo. This is Leaders and Locals. This is episode number 5 of Leaders and Locals. I'm here with my co-host, City Manager John Nairn. So excited to have him as always today. He promises to speak. We'll see how that is. Our guest today is our EDC Director, Patty. Sean's been with us, what, a little over a year?
Tomorrow is a year.
Oh, yay, congratulations.
Yes, I made it through 1 year.
Awesome. And then, of course, you've met Jacie before, Jacie Galland. I always like to throw all of your names in there.
Thank you.
Jacie is our representative from the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a lot of things to chat about today. So we'll just jump right in. First of all, the 4 of us are here today because the 4 of us traveled to Abilene recently, back in October, for the Texas Downtown Association Convention, where we had a ton of fun, so much fun, and we learned so much. So I wanted to give all of you an opportunity to learn a little bit from us, what we gleaned from there. Gosh, our days were so jam-packed. We sat in on seminars on how to create third spaces,
strategic planning for your downtown.
How to tell your authentic story, like who are you, what is your brand, those types of things. Yeah. Grants.
Yep. We kind of decided that we would split it up a little bit because a lot of times you had like 3 sessions at once or 2 sessions at once going on. So you couldn't go to both of them, of course, so we just kind of divide and conquer. We split up and took what we learned. We'd have coffee the next morning and kind of discuss and see what we can do and how we can apply.
It was really great. I know, you really gleaned a lot from those 2 days. And when I looked back when I was putting this together earlier, I was like, was it 2 days or 4 days? Because it seems like we had so much, and I was like, no.
I think it was officially 2.5. Or something like that, yeah. It was awesome. Conferences that I've been to, like TEDC, are more macro level.
Sure.
And this was really kind of getting down the weeds, micro level, like hands-on. I thought it was very practical, the tools that you could take home with you.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I know that you and I went to some of the same breakout sessions, and y'all went to different ones throughout the day.
Yeah, we went to a couple together.
We kind of nerded out on the strategy and the funding portion of it. Yeah, and data. Yeah, we were very much interested in the same thing. I think just some of the takeaways, just looking at, there was a success story from Taylor, Texas, which Taylor is growing dramatically because of the Samsung plant. But one of the presentations, it was so cool because the guy actually brought the numbers. He had bought a downtown building, and he used a couple of different grants, the Texas
historical tax credit.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
federal tax credit.
Yeah, the federal. So I think it's like 45 cents out of the dollar he got reimbursed on his project.
Yes, so. and it was so cool because it, he went from, of course, we talk about it, where he got the inspiration and coming in to do one of these projects with a downtown building. You have a lot of negativity at first. You have a lot of people who are like, hey man, good luck. But he was kind of like, oh man, what did I do the right thing? But he really went through with it, and then he started getting more support as he made it better. And again, because of the numbers, 45 cents on a dollar back of his investment. I thought that was great.
Didn't he take a church also?
I think he's done a couple. That's what he's working on now.
That's the second one. Yeah, he took a church and like an educational classroom, and he turned it into a boutique hotel.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, and
very cool.
The parish hall or the classrooms
is like
in the back.
It's like a gathering kind of event center type of thing, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. And again, he was able to show us the numbers and how it worked. And so that's something that Scene's working on and getting that out to some of the building owners and those who are interested in owning downtown buildings. It's just kind of a way to get help, because to get these things up to code, it's going to take quite a bit of dollars. Sure. And so that's kind of what we're hoping we'll have the knowledge.
And if there's help and money out there, let's point them in that direction, right?
Absolutely.
A lot more feasible.
Yeah, definitely. How big is Taylor? Or was it actually? Do we know?
12. I think
Smaller than Hondo.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was 9 and then 12, and then I think it's still under 20 right now, even with everything going on.
And Samsung is
there.
Is there now?
It's building right now, and now, of course, if you count Samsung, I mean they're outside the city limits, but
this was going on before that.
The growth.
And he came down from New York. That's where he was originally from, Taylor. Came down to visit over the Christmas break or something, and saw this historic building that was kind of in shambles. There was a lady that was selling it, and she'd been holding out for the right person that could see the vision.
Oh,
and that's really key. Is you got to see the vision. So she interviewed him. They walked around, looked at it, and she says, "I'm ready to sell. You're the one because you have the vision for what this place can be."
Wow.
That's cool. Yeah. That's special.
That's very cool. Wow. And it's hard, when you live in a small town and or have grown up in a small town, you get very used to what it looks like. You have an affinity for your small town, and when somebody wants to change something, you kind of have that attitude, well, good luck, buddy, or why do you want to come and change, and where are you from, and what are you doing here? Which are all valid questions, right? But I love that she was open enough to see that he had
and
the
she
vision.
didn't want to just let it go to anybody.
Sure.
Somebody was going to demolish it, because she had an attachment to it for some reason. Had it up for a long period of time, and so she wanted to know that it was going to end up in the right hands and somebody do something with it.
I understand that. I have an attachment to so many of these buildings, and I own none of them. So I get it. I do. I get it. What a great story.
So what did you guys learn? What kind of a key takeaway?
Well, my favorite part was the tour, because I'm very much, I like to see and feel and touch and taste all the things. Yes. So we took a tour to all of South, downtown. Abilene. I don't know what's in my throat. And it was so incredibly cool. But I loved listening to everyone's story of how they took their buildings and what they looked like before and what they are now. To me, and I know you said this too, it kind of looks like a miniature, Pearl.
The Pearl District in San Antonio. They were all very old, somewhat dilapidated, or just ruins in some areas, completely burnt down. But they maintained some of the bones and the what catches people's eye and the uniqueness, and created something out of that burn pile. And so lots of the spaces there in Abilene, in that specific district, started from the bottom. And they're beautiful areas now. And similar to that story in Taylor, where we had the first mixer, and it was the funeral home.
Oh, yes.
It was an old funeral home. They repurposed it, and now it's a
entertainment space.
Yeah.
And it was way cool.
It was so cool.
So nice.
It just goes to show that you can take anything, and it may look run down, or you may think it's lost its purpose because it was a funeral home.
Right.
But if you have the vision, and these weren't city projects, these were individual that just really had a vision of what they wanted to create in the space. And I thought Soda was so cool, because really it started with just one person that had a unrelenting vision for what that old boys club building could be, the one that had the roof falling in, it was condemned. It started there, and as we learned and talked about, activity breeds activity, and then other people began to get involved.
Yes, and I love that. And that was one of my big takeaways too, was when someone, maybe in downtown, you see someone is doing something really cool and interesting, then whoever owns that building next door is a little bit like, well, that's really cool. I want to do something maybe to my facade, or, maybe I'll go talk to Scene and see if there are some grants for this or that or the other, or maybe I want to, and then that happens too. What was the one that we were in? Maybe you weren't in that one with me, where it was downtown. I can't remember the city, and I feel horrible, but they built a park, and it's right in front of the police station.
Oh, yes.
And they built a little bit by little bit, and as they're building this park, all of the businesses start moving to the front section of this downtown, and new businesses start coming in because people are at the park all day long. So now there's an ice cream shop and something else and a little boutique, and the police station is right there, so everybody at those parks feels very safe, and it's like the most beautiful part of their city.
Mm-hmm.
Where was that?
That's kind of one of the things that, kind of we talked about at coffee. One of the things that we could do better, and I think the city of Hondo, most of these projects is very, you have to emphasize the fact that the private sector put in the majority of the dollars. So there's only so much that the city can do. But one of the things we can do and that we should do is to do a better job of creating a destination. Mm-hmm. So we have to figure out how we can get the people off a highway to take a right or a left and to go into our town. And, and it's coming in the future. It just takes time,
sure.
funding. I mean, we've gotten the banners done. That was a great project. We can do wayfinding signs, which is basically going to encourage people to come into town. We can create spaces, like small parks, pocket parks, create events. We're doing a lot more downtown music events like you saw with the Hispanic Heritage Month. That went really well. And closing down that 16th Street, which we're doing for most of December. You can already see the Christmas tree up as well. But eventually I'd like to see that maybe we can turn that into a street, kind of a winter wonderland. We were talking about creating arches on both sides and putting the lights on. And there's so much that we can do with limited funds and make that into a place, because we need to get more people to come to our downtown to encourage folks to invest, and our current owners that are already there create the traffic they need to make the sales they need so that they can continue to improve their business and their building.
Sure.
Because we can't just expect someone to, have the money to do a facade. Even though there's a grant for it, it's still 50-50.
Sure.
So we need to make sure that we're helping bring the people to create the traffic and business they need to be successful.
Yep. One of the things you touched on was figuring out who we are. Like, what is our authentic self, right? And you play a huge role. Well, both of you do, really.
We all do.
I guess so, yeah. But I think people pop in the chamber, and that's kind of their first impression, so to speak, right?
Sometimes it is. And so determining what Hondo wants to be and what its goals are, and coming together as a community and work towards that together, having more positive feedback, and those that want to implement new things and change, just start a conversation, and we'll try to do our best in figuring out how we can come together and implement those things.
Sure.
Activating those empty spaces, the dead spaces,
right.
Even with temporary installations and festivals or events. Now we have neighborhood market at the loading dock. It wasn't being utilized as much. Just communicating with different entities, and we can try to come together for the community.
Yeah. I really loved Abilene. What other takeaways did you have?
Oh, other takeaways of Abilene?
Well, of the convention or of Abilene?
From the convention, it gave me lots of positivity and lots of ideas coming back to the chamber. So I'll be here 2 years in May. And I think it's time that, especially with all of us together, that we can kind of really push forward on some bigger projects and implementing bigger things that need to be done, so we can have success creates bigger success, and we can keep going, similar to that activity breeds activity, but seeing those little successes like the banners and the wayfinding signs. Speaking to downtown director of San Marcos, they gave me so many ideas.
Oh, Jacie.
Yes. Jacie, of what we could easily implement on a budget for downtown to really help our downtown businesses. And helping the downtown businesses, us being tourism, will help everybody as a whole. We have to keep that in mind, that especially us at the chamber, we're membership based, but we're also the tourism. And there's a lot we could be doing more on that end as well that will help everyone and Hondo as a whole that we really want to push forward with.
Let me nerd out a little bit here for those of you watching who don't know. Our sales tax, we get a portion of the sales tax. The state gets their cut, and we get a portion of it back, and the EDC takes a third of that, I believe, right? Takes a third of that, and that is the economic development arm. So SEEN's job is not only to help our businesses that are currently here and paying into that sales tax, but also to recruit more businesses in so that we have more jobs, so that we have more sales tax. And then the other portion of it goes to the city's general fund, which basically the higher your sales tax is, the more money we have to build streets, to provide public safety, and to help with parks and things like that. So, so all of that money, your money, your sales tax that you pay does come back into the city, and that's why we always try to emphasize shop local. You see seeing out quite a bit, you know, encouraging people to go to the local stores, to go to the Z's Mart, to go to the to the
well, that goes into
boutiques
our
and
Open
everything
Rewards
else.
app right now.
Yes, yeah.
We've seeded that with initially $2,500, and we've had to put a total of $7,500 into it. It's a 20 times ROI on what we've put in and how much money's been spent as results locally with our businesses.
Outstanding.
And that's money actually going right back into the community.
Can you explain that to the viewers just in case they don't have what
Yeah,
is that program?
Open Rewards? Yeah, so it is an app that's easily downloaded on your phone. It came out in the bill inserts on how to download it as well. But anytime you shop at one of our local 65 businesses that we have listed on there, you scan a receipt, upload it, and you get 5% cash back. And it can pay out through your PayPal or whatever you want to link it to.
Oh, wow.
But it's in each, I think we have 255 members now as far as people consumers utilizing the app.
I'm a member.
And that's at
So are you.
even Walmart, right?
Yes, Walmart, H-E-B.
So just your stuff that you're already going to get here, I mean, we're encouraging you to do that.
Yeah.
So it puts money back into the community and encourages people to shop local. It's crazy how important that is. So in the prior city, COVID hit, right? And we were so worried about the impact on our sales tax. And just in general, everybody was worried, right? Everybody was very concerned. Well, I noticed probably 2.5 months into it that we actually had because everyone was stuck in the city, and it was a small city outside a larger city, much like Hondo, and our numbers were going up. Our sales tax went up about 25 or 30% because everyone was going to the Ace Hardware, everyone was going to the local supermarket there. I mean, they were just shopping local. And I was like, wow, we actually saw an increase in revenue on our general fund, which is important.
Yes.
If you guys ever want to get into that, feel free to call me. We'll nerd out on it and come by my office. But we actually saw an increase. So that just shows you. And again, everything you spend is going to go back into the community in some way or form.
So it goes to the businesses, and then it actually goes into your pocket.
Yep. Yeah, 5% on your grocery bill at H-E-B or Walmart is
That's
lot of
quite a
money.
bit,
Yeah.
So $50,000 has gone through the program so far.
Wow.
Not that what we've spent, but what has been spent at our local retailers. It's been tracked.
Wow.
So, and that's just in a month. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So you
That's
get the
amazing.
app, and then when you shop, you just scan your...
Right. You'll get a receipt,
Right.
and then just scan it, and then type in the amount, submit it, and then in a day or two it'll be approved because they actually look at the receipt to make sure that you went to that retailer and you spent that money.
Is there a time limit, like you have to have been there in the past 30 days, or it has to be the same day, or do you know?
Oh, no, you can scan it the next day, or yeah, I think as long as it's within the time frame.
I think I still have several receipts in my handbag.
start
I'm asking for myself.
So that's the app is Open Rewards.
Open
you download
Rewards.
it and you select Hondo.
And it's going to run through the end of February, and then
Oh,
we'll
wow.
close it off for a period of time and kind of regroup.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, do some analytics on it. And,
yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I went to Silver Creek, bought a Reuben, got 5%. Shameless plug there. I love the Reuben. It's my favorite sandwich. I eat like 3 a
Shameless
week.
plug.
You know,
Speaking,
and I want to say one more thing about the app, though. It's real important because when you talk with our local businesses, 2024 has been probably the hardest year for them in the last several years for all of our local, but many of our local businesses.
Yep.
It's been a really hard year, so I sure want to encourage everybody to get out and spend some
Shop
money locally.
local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's easy to do Amazon and things like that, and sometimes you got to do it, but it really helps when you can spend local.
do you think that has been the issue, as people are doing more online shopping?
Maybe. You know, I know that just economic type.
Sure. Yeah. Well, yeah, that is a big issue.
Yeah,
For sure.
everything's gotten more expensive. I mean, we know that the cost of doing business is much greater. So it's difficult. And again, I mean, we, you know, just as city leaders and just we think about that, and we sympathize with both, you know, our citizens and our business owners, and we're trying to think of ways to again, just like find ideas and bring ideas back to help and hopefully have a positive impact on you all.
Sure.
That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah. And when you spend those dollars locally, they get recirculated
That's
locally.
right.
So that $1 is reproduced many times.
Right, because those are the local businesses, like we always say at the chamber, that are sponsoring the local Little League. They're giving back to your
That's
kids.
right.
They're giving back to your schools. That dollar stretches a lot further within your community than it would going to Amazon.
Yep.
Yeah.
And those are the people that sponsor all of events and Little League teams, and then volunteer to coach and all of those things. Yeah.
I think percentage-wise, small business they employ a higher percentage of the nation
than a large corporation.
companies.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
It's interesting
interesting.
to look at. Yeah, and I believe they bring in probably more tax revenue.
More total dollars. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing what the economy is made of. How many small businesses?
See, this is why I don't talk much. I usually just sit
No,
and
I
nod
love
because I
it.
don't want to.
This is good for
Don't want to bore
This is good to
everybody.
know. This is good for, especially as we lead into the holiday season. This is the nitty gritty of why we push for local businesses to come to Hondo. There's so much opportunity to grow here and to invest here, and why you should spend your money locally.
And one more plug for Open Rewards. We're doing 10% cash back on certain days, like your Black
Friday?
And Small Business Saturday, which is November 30th. Special events like that. We want to really encourage our community to get out there and drop some dollars at the local shops.
I love that. Small Business Saturday. That's
And that's
usually when I shop.
That's
is
a
small.
national thing.
Yeah.
Everybody will be out
Yeah.
Small Business Saturday.
All right.
No
10%.
more,
Vanessa, if
no
you're
more Open
listening,
Rewards.
That's where you get your gifts.
What did you say?
No more Open Rewards.
No, it's a wonderful program.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was neat.
One of my other things, and I know that you all loved it too because we have done nothing but talk nonstop about it at the convention, was listening to our new friend David
Oh,
Randall,
yes.
who has this book called Pink Goldfish, and we all loved him, and we took so much away from his
Oh, my
talk.
goodness.
And one of the things that I took away from his talk was just be your authentic, weird self, whatever that looks like. Be exactly who you are and be it intentionally.
Exactly.
Everyone's going this way, go this way.
Yeah.
Just do the
Yeah.
exact opposite.
Set yourself apart. And he gave some great examples, like the Buckley's cough syrup that tastes so bad, but you remember that?
Yes.
And it is like it smells like armpit and something else.
Yeah.
It's like so bad, but it'll make you well.
Yeah.
They actually highlighted.
Yeah,
that-
so then their branding changed to like, we're
and their
the worst
sales went up.
tasting coffee.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it
It's worse than vomit.
But it was perfect, right? And it's almost like you have to switch your brain off from thinking I have to do what everyone else does in business and do something different. Do something that shows
sets you apart.
That's right.
Yeah,
and that's authentically me. Like they were talking about Alamo Draft House too. Like we don't put up with this, and this.
Yes.
And they threw somebody out, and she wrote this.
and
Or it was a
and-
voicemail
yeah,
or
and
whatever.
So they
Yes.
make that part of their. This is who we are.
That's
and,
right.
And it really attracted more people that.
Yeah. Well, and you
Yeah.
will attract the people that you're trying to attract.
Yeah.
Right. You look at your target audience, and they're most of the time more like yourself.
Sure.
And how are you supposed to market your business if you're not the most authentic version of yourself?
That's right.
And so it's very important to
Yeah.
tune into that and go forward.
Well,
with
think
that.
about our communities too, because a lot of times we try to be like other communities that are successful, rather than separating ourselves out and being who we are.
Yep.
There's great communities that are around us, but we all
Yes.
can't be the same, because then
And we don't want to be the same.
No,
I
no.
get that a lot. On social media and in person, I get a lot of people that tell me, don't try to turn us into Castroville. And I love Castroville, don't get me wrong. But I don't want to be Castroville.
Right.
I've never wanted to be Castroville in my whole entire life. I want to be Hondo, and I want Hondo to be the greatest.
That's right. And
Ever.
with who we
the
are.
greatest Hondo. Yes.
Yes.
For sure.
Are you going to talk about your subpar park?
So yeah, this other book that David told us about is this book called Subpar Parks. And I really don't know what to say about this book other than it's just a whole book of national parks and their 1-star ratings.
So there's 63 national parks or something
You
like that?
would only you would know because you're the tour guide.
So 63 national parks, and every one of these national treasures has a 1-star review. So that's what
Yeah, and this one is probably my favorite of Muir Woods. So if you've have you been there?
I have not.
Oh, It's majestic.
Oh, I was going to say somebody
Yes,
has.
yes.
It's have you
Beautiful.
been there?
No.
So it is. It is the
what
most.
does it
And
say?
it has
It
a
says
one-star
looks
review?
just like your standard forest.
I think our favorite one was the Hawaii Volcanoes
lava.
National Park. And what was it?
Didn't even touch lava.
Yeah, that was a review. Couldn't even touch lava. I mean, like, what are we going to do? Get in there and bathe around in it?
Right, exactly. And it's just to say that there's always something negative, no matter
Oh,
how
yeah.
amazing
Yes.
and grand
Yes.
it is.
That's right.
Somebody's
So-
going to have something to say, and the best thing to do is make a funny book out of it.
Just embrace it.
Yeah.
That
Step into
definitely
that.
is kind of holds a special place in all our hearts because as much as people love the city, there are also many people that hate the city, and we
Sure.
get a lot of one-star reviews, if you will, whether we deserve it or not. And but you know, we keep on doing this because we constantly seek the greater good, and we really love the results. My daughter told me yesterday. She said, "You know, Dad," she goes, "a couple people they found out that you're city manager." And they said, "Oh yeah, that's the guy who's doing this," and it was positive, in which I was surprised because, believe it or not, city managers don't always get positive feedback. And I've been in other communities where, you know, and my kids don't. They never say their dad's city manager because there's been some instances where, you know, we've had some one-star bad reviews to my
Sure.
kids and things like that. And you know, I was really happy to hear that. And you know, we're definitely all going to continue to try to make Hondo look, you know, better, to improve everything from infrastructure to creating destinations to, you know, constantly collaborating with school, with chamber, with EDC, and we really want to make this a better place for all of you. And I'm really excited. So,
Me too, and I think that we all really, that's what we took home from this convention was be our authentic selves and make our community the very best that it can be.
Well, and you know, the Texas Downtown, we had Texas Downtown come do that assessment back in August,
Yeah.
so Tanya Moody. And one of the things that they said about our downtown and our community is, you know, you guys have some amazing buildings. I mean, we really do.
I know.
Historic, beautiful.
Yes.
That are still in, you know, in good shape. That can be just, there could be some amazing things that could be done.
Yep.
And so we have so much in place
Yep.
to just build upon it.
Yeah, and we do have some business owners who have really taken advantage of that, I think. You know, you're starting to see, I don't know if it's a change or just the ball rolling or just, you know, good things, seeing other good things
Yep.
or whatever, but we are seeing some good growth downtown. There are
Absolutely.
some incredible business owners downtown, and they're all, you know, taking a little bit from each other and going, yeah. And they're communicating, they're working together. I think there was a time when, and I don't know if it was because of the economy or maybe just the state of the world at the time, but people were a little bit closed off. Like, this is my business, and I don't want to collaborate with you, and there better not be another one of these businesses in this town because I have to be the only one to be successful. And I think that attitude is changing a
'cause
little bit.
there's an abundance out there. You
Sure.
know, there really is. It's an abundance mentality. There's
Yeah.
not a limited amount of resources.
Oh,
There's-
definitely.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to not let the one-star reviews, you know,
Actually
distract
embrace
you.
them.
Yes.
You know? And maybe it helps you really find who your customer is.
It creates
Yeah.
your
And-
uniqueness.
Yeah.
Sometimes you learn too. I'll say this: like we had it was funny. We had somebody. Jamie posted the ball field, and we had a comment from a Facebook viewer, which was it was a good point. He or she said what. Which I usually try not to read social media, by the way, but on this particular one, it stood out. It said, "What about the backstops for T-ball?" And it was a very good point because we put the new field where the T-ball stops, backstops were before. There was 4 of them.
Oh, okay.
And you know, that's a great point and it's a great concern. And we kept those stops, so we're going to actually put them in another field. So we have a ton of room out there. So no worries on that. But sometimes we can do better from those one-star reviews. Now, maybe it's not always quite a 1-star. It could be a 3. But hey,
Yeah.
it definitely makes us look at it. We take that feedback and we try to do the best we can to fix
Sure.
it. So,
Yep. Who wants to talk about Christmas?
yeah, everybody's like,
Okay, Christmas. So as most of everybody should know, we have Christmas in God's country.
When's that?
We can check the highway banner, the newspaper.
Oh, okay.
No, that is this weekend, November 22nd and 23rd. This has been going on. We've tried to track it.
I think
at
it's like
least
30.
years.
I was going to say 35.
Okay, at least 30, 35 years this has been going on. And it has evolved. It has changed. It's gone up. It's gone down. It's gone spread across town. I did not mean to rhyme.
Dr. Seuss in the house.
But it kicks off this Friday at 6 p.m. With the Meyer Elementary Choir, and we do the Christmas tree lighting. The city's going to help me with that. They've done an amazing job with their giant Christmas tree. Everyone's tagging me in photos and videos.
Oh,
and
really?
It's making a huge impact already.
Oh,
so
good.
Still not done.
Yeah.
We still got
More
some
to come.
arranging to do.
That's
Yeah.
okay. They're excited.
Okay.
And so we have that. So yes, 16th Street is kind of already closed down, which it should be. We have so
Sure.
much to do and prepare
Yes.
for the community. So like I was saying, 6 o'clock it kicks off. And with the choir, the Christmas tree lighting, we also have a Santa Claus. If you didn't see, he's
my
invited
goodness.
everybody.
The
specifically-
Santa Claus?
The Santa Claus.
My friend? The
Yes,
Santa
The
Claus?
Santa Claus.
I know him.
He has invited everybody to come out to downtown to meet him, take pictures with him. They are free pictures. Provide your own camera.
Nice.
And it'll be in front of the new Christmas tree, so it's a great welcoming of the Christmas tree. And then you'll get a candy cane. You may see an elf or Mrs. Claus. And then,
my goodness.
of course, we have, I believe, almost 20 nonprofit organizations or local organizations that will be in front of the courthouse. They'll be giving out free kids activities or snacks. But with that, we also have at least 8 participants in the Cocoa Jingle. So last year, the Cocoa Jingle was at Night on 90. This year, it's at Christmas in God's Country. What is a Cocoa Jingle?
Yeah.
A Cocoa Jingle is something I'm very excited about. So the Chamber is going to sell these commemorative mugs we've created. They change every year, so you have to get one every year.
Of course.
And they are $20, and you can purchase them with Cash App, or Venmo. They'll be available downtown, or you can pre-order on our website. And then you will receive a ballot with all of the participants on it, and you go sample all of these hot cocoa participants, and you vote who has the best hot cocoa on 90.
That's cool. I like
So I'm
it.
very
I like it.
excited for that one. We have a really nice little trophy to give the winner, and bragging rights, of course.
course.
Best hot cocoa on Highway 90 is pretty significant. But with that, we also have a snowfall will be going on.
What time does that start?
That will start at 6 o'clock, I believe.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And then we also have live music. Cactus Country kicks off at
yeah.
7
Good.
p.m.
Oh, fun.
So
I
that-
didn't know about that part.
That is new this year. A live music. We have the large stage again as last year. And so they'll be up there. There'll be space to dance, snow flurries around.
Nice.
There will be beer, wine, and cider available for downtown as well.
Good deal.
So you can grab a little drink, a little hot cocoa, and relax. And of course, we have at least 15, 17 food trucks that will be serving local cuisine.
All the food you could ever want.
Yes.
My favorite.
And that goes on till 9 p.m. And that's just Friday.
Yes. Friday has traditionally always been
Good luck.
kind of the family centered.
Yes.
Santa Claus is there.
Yeah, like a
all of
community
the,
Christmas.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
And then myself and my board will be there at 5:30 a.m. But y'all don't have to be. We'll be checking in over 150, 200 vendors that will be set up by 9:30, 10 a.m. To start doing your local Christmas shopping. Yes, it's right before Thanksgiving, but knock it out this weekend.
That's right.
Get it done. And there's going to be a variety of vendors. We've got crafts, but you've also got handmade blade knives,
Nice.
clothing, baby things, so many different types of things you could buy downtown. And that's around the courthouse, that's in front of City Hall, everywhere. And then during the day, we will have the Alsatian dancers
Oh,
from
nice.
Castroville will be performing. We have DJ Lou will be doing her DJ skills, which she was just voted best DJ in Medina County.
That's right.
So you need to come and see that, cheer her on. We also have Authentique Performing Arts from Castroville coming to show us their holiday dance routines, as well as our very own local Summit Cheer and Tumble will do a performance.
Wow.
So we have all that.
And that'll
then
just go on through the day?
that is almost every hour there's something going on.
Oh, my goodness.
Until about 3:30. We'll cool down, rotate the stage, and then we open up 5:30 is the VIP area for our mogul sponsors and diamond members. And then we get ready for the Lighted Night Parade at 7 p.m.
That's
So,
everybody's favorite.
Yes, so get your chairs ready. FYI, Avenue M will be shut down from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on
Yes.
Saturday.
Yay.
So you can't drive down M to put your chairs or anything like that. You'll have to park on 18th Street, the Annex building, not St. Paul's Church.
Yeah.
Do not park there. They have breakfast with Santa if you're interested.
Oh.
I want to inject something right
Yes, sir.
quick. So Avenue M is going to be closed, and we are actually taking advantage of that to do a little maintenance.
Oh.
It should be done in an hour. It's basically where we're yes, it should be done in an hour.
telling me this right now.
Yeah, there's well, I just want to let people know, 'cause I know everybody's going to be freaking out. But there's that, we had previously repaired a water leak, and it over time it sinks down, so we're going to come back and we're going to add another layer. So there'll be a small hump now, which will eventually, hopefully, be as even as we can possibly get it. But because especially it's a TxDOT road, Avenue M is not City of Hondo Road. So for us to close it down, it's a big thing. So we're going to take advantage of that. Should be done in an hour, and it'll be in the morning, and it's kind of out of the way, so no worries.
Oh,
But if you
good.
see workers out there, it's okay. We'll get it done.
I really love, though, that you were able to get that done because there are
Yes.
so many shoppers in the morning who,
Yes.
there are cars parked parallel on M, and then there are so many shoppers who are trying to cross M, and so many children that it's so scary there. Every
Yes.
year that
Yes.
street worries me, so that's a blessing.
It
for
is
sure.
a concern from the parking aspect and the safety, but this also can encourage some more shopping, not just at Christmas in God's Country, but we have several other businesses just a few steps away,
That's
and I
right.
encourage you to continue shopping locally there. If you do not make it there Friday, because take a step back, Pink Friday is happening
that's
on
right.
Friday as well, which is the 22nd, and they will also, which we have Facebook event information on the Hondo Chambers Facebook. But
And it's 10% rewards.
there we go.
Friday is too?
Yeah, at the Pink Friday.
At Pink Friday. So Pink Friday is the local boutiques. So you've got La Hacienda that is downtown. You've also got Sorella's Boutique downtown and Bonita Ranch downtown. But then, of course, do not forget about J. June when you are going to Herman Sons and just stop in there. And then, of course, Main Street Mercantile. So you can start at one end of Hondo, go to Main Street, J. June, come down to downtown, park on 18th Street. While you're parking, you can get Sorella's, Bonita, La Hacienda, and then come to Christmas in God's Country's Cocoa Jingle and festivities.
That's
of course.
right.
There you go.
Such
Just
a
whole loop.
fun, full day.
And they'll be having special giveaways as well if you are shopping for Pink Friday. Pink Friday is the Black Friday for boutiques. So it's an extra
Oh,
opportunity
cute. I was
to
wondering
shop.
why it was pink. Okay.
Yeah, so it's an extra opportunity to shop local, specifically with our boutiques, and that leads into Christmas in God's Country.
Awesome.
And potentially 10% off on that day if they're enrolled in the program.
Yeah,
Or
10%
or 10%
rewards.
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 Yeah,
Yes.
they pay the price in the retailer but get 10% back.
10% rewards
Yeah,
on
download
top
that
of
app.
that.
For sure.
And of course, the boutiques will have, their usual snacks, drinks, and giveaways. So look on their Facebook pages or subscribe to God's Country Bulletin. I'll be sending out more information throughout the rest of the week for opportunities to shop locally.
Awesome.
I love it.
That's great.
And just so that you know, so 16th Street from K to M is already closed, as you've probably already seen. Several other streets downtown will close at noon on Friday. I cannot think off the top of my head what all they are, but all around City Hall, you will still be able to get into the post office, but all around City Hall, the courthouse, and over by 15th Street, all of that will start to close down at about noon on Friday, and then on Saturday, all of M as well. So if you have to be in that area for any reason and you're not going to any of the fun Christmas in God's Country festivities, find a new route for sure.
Put your walking shoes on.
Yeah.
And it's not that, the weather's going to be great this weekend. That's another thing.
Oh,
it is going
thank
to be
goodness.
a nice,
Yes.
cool weather. I got the information from our React team. It's going to be very nice weather. So, yes, put your walking shoes on. Park on 18th Street and embrace our downtown Hondo. There is going to be so much to see and do, and it really is magical. And then we've got all the new light post banners that were put up by the city. Thank you, guys. It looks so nice.
It
so
does.
Please come take a look.
It's really coming together.
I'm excited about. I want to talk about the Christmas tree because I love the Christmas tree. And the Christmas tree now, I just want to tell you, 5 years from now, it's going to be twice as big. because we're going to grow that bad boy probably anywhere between 4 to 6 feet a year. And then, so each year, basically add a new section on. And that sucker can be up to 40 foot tall. And so it's 20 foot this year. I think we're going to be able to get it to 26 foot next year, and then so on and so on. But ultimately, the idea is to have the biggest Christmas tree ever. But we'll see how big we can get.
Well,
So.
I mean, we have an event called Christmas in God's Country. I mean,
Hello.
that's a pretty
There you
substantial
go.
title. We should have a substantial Christmas tree.
I totally
I
agree.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
And eventually, what we want to do, and what staff has talked about, and not this year, but the following year, again, we're talking about doing the archways and creating that whole street just as a chance, to where you can go, you can bring your family out, you can take pictures by the tree, you can take pictures of the archway. Maybe we'll play some Christmas music. I don't know. Love to hear you guys' ideas and
Sure.
feedback in the comment section of what we could do and add in that area. But let's make it a all of December kind of thing, and again make it a Christmas destination, so that we can get more folks downtown.
Yeah, because with that, long term, just throwing out ideas, when you have that kind of more permanent space that is decorated, you can have more of those pop-up events.
That's right.
That bring the community together. So we have Christmas in God's Country. It doesn't have to just stop suddenly.
That's right.
We still have Night on 90 that we're going to roll out December 13th. And I'm sure lots of the city could do something, even after that. There's so many opportunities there.
Yeah.
Once we go in that route.
I love it.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Great things in store
I
for
know.
Hondo. It
You've
sounds
done
like.
such a great job, Jacie.
Yeah.
Thank you
you.
so
Yeah.
much
Well,
for
thanks
everything that
to-
you've put into it.
Thank you, and it's with all of y'all's support constantly, and all of the crews and the guys. Like, there's so much that goes into this event. It's not just me pointing a finger and it gets done. There's a lot of intricate parts. Just like with Downtown Dine Out, and every event that everybody does, it's everyone y'all don't see that gets it
Oh,
done.
yeah.
That is so important.
And I want to give kudos to Renee and Val and everybody
Oh,
that got,
yes.
they got the
Yes.
light pole banners up for us in
Yeah.
I mean, no time. I mean,
Yep.
it was amazing, so it just is amazing how take your pictures and photography and things you put together, and then we created that, and this, it was just a really neat thing how all that came together.
And I have a lot of ideas for some spring ones, some summer ones. So get ready.
Just so you know.
Well, I kind of took some ideas from the conference, like getting some local artists involved,
Yes.
and giving them a showcase
Sure.
there in downtown
That would be
around the
cool.
square,
That'd
and
be
then
cool.
when we have a little event there, and then there's so many levels to that, because then kids can look up and be like, oh, I want to do that one day,
Right.
Or get the school involved and have these kids. Okay, it needs to be, what do you think Hondo is, and let the kids tell us what Hondo is to them, and
That's right.
showcase that. I mean, there's a lot of potential with those kinds of things.
Great ideas.
But yeah.
We could just sit here forever and
We
brainstorm.
just need to get our coffee. Get our coffee, and then we can do it.
Coffee.
Y'all don't know, but this is a dangerous group right here. Dangerous
So
in a
many
very
ideas.
good way.
Yeah.
for
All we need
sure.
is just a lot of money, huh?
That's right.
Private investors, shoot us
A lot of
DM.
money and a little bit of time, and just
Patience.
Yeah,
get out of
yeah.
our way, and
Let us rock and roll.
we'll make
Patience,
it happen.
Consistency,
For sure.
investments.
Yeah. Okay. Normally at the end of our podcast, I normally ask some bullet questions, but I'm going to do some Christmas questions. I promise. I know poor Jacie last time, she didn't like dogs or cats, and John and I were
Yes.
hold up.
Stop the
we gotta,
podcast. Yeah.
Canceled.
she's never coming back.
See, here we are.
Back by popular demand.
That's right. That's right. So now I have some Christmas ones, and I'm just going to throw them out, and you guys answer however you like. So, do you open gifts Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
Day.
Christmas Eve.
We don't open gifts anymore because
Oh,
we
of course, John.
are impatient,
Wah, wah,
and we
wah.
just give it.
I was kind of going back to when the kids were little.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Both.
But we would save some for Christmas morning.
Well,
but,
okay, but is a Santa present?
yeah.
Okay, see, that's what I was going to say. So Christmas Eve, we open our gifts to each other.
Right.
Okay.
And then Christmas morning, we
Santa.
open the gifts from Santa.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's how we
Yeah.
do it.
That's
Yeah.
John
Not
just
gonna
is
say
like,
anything about
here, I
Santa
bought
Claus."
you this.
Yes.
It's February, but whatever.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
I cannot keep.
It is so hard for me too.
Yes.
That's where you and I are
Right.
so much alike. Where I'm like, I got you something. Do you want me to wait until Christmas, or do you want it now?
I tell my wife what it is, and then she tells me to take it back or don't order it.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
I get
no
what she
picture
wants.
frames, John.
Yeah,
no
John.
picture frames. Oh my goodness.
What was the best Christmas gift you ever received, as a child or as an adult?
Man, that's a tough one.
I don't even know.
There was like, and this was in the 80s. I was born in 80. So it was a purple monster, big stuffed purple monster. I must have been like 5 years old. And I remember running down like to the, to the Christmas tree or whatever. And I was supposed to not look or whatever because I was going to wake my parents up. And then, but I remember glancing out of the corner of my eye and seeing it. And I just don't remember what it was. I just remember this like purple or blue monster thing or whatever, and it was stuffed, and it was about yay tall, so I could wrestle with it and play with it.
How
and,
cute.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a good memory.
Now I'll
Good
have to
memory.
try to
So
figure
I
out
got an
what that
Atari,
was.
back when the very first game system came out.
yeah.
Atari. This was like 80, 81. somewhere in
Yeah,
there.
with Pong.
Yeah.
Pong
Well,
was
Pong-
al-
yeah,
was it
Pong.
already
Yeah,
installed
one of the
on
cartridges.
it? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Joysticks, cartridges. Yeah. Got it on the TV.
Yeah.
Ultimate game system.
Space Invaders.
Yeah.
Pac-Man.
Oh yeah.
yeah. What about you?
I'm stuck between two. An American Girl doll
Oh yeah.
that I barely played with because I was too scared to mess it up. So I still have it for my daughters.
Oh, I love that.
But I haven't given it to them because I'm too scared they're going to mess it up. And then a karaoke machine with a bunch of CDs.
Oh, nice.
And now I have the CDs I gave to my 5-year-old this year, and she loves CDs.
Have we heard you sing? No.
No? I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, we might someday. We might just put her on the spot.
I'm sick.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm trying to think of the best Christmas gift I ever received. And the one that sticks in my head is not something that my husband gave me, so I don't want to hurt his feelings. But the one that sticks in my head, I was a child, was So I Love the Muppets. And Animal was my absolute favorite Muppet of all. Does that not surprise
That
you?
doesn't really surprise me.
Not at all. Not at all.
And for Christmas one year, I got a puppet of Animal, and his little arms velcroed around your neck.
Yeah.
And I
remember
wanted to be
that.
a ventriloquist for about 5 minutes, and that was it for me. I had that.
So they sold the Muppets like that you could use. back
They sold him.
That is so cool.
Isn't
Yeah.
that cool?
Yeah, Bert and Ernie and
They
the
should
Cookie
still do
Monster.
that.
I
People
know.
would still buy
I
Muppets.
know.
You can probably
I wish
order
I
them on
still
Amazon.
had that thing. I loved it so much. No, sorry, husband. Every gift you've ever given me is wonderful, but that's the one that
He's going to get you an animal from this year. Yeah.
probably. If you could spend Christmas anywhere in the world, where would it be? Why?
Oh, the mountains.
Yep.
Yeah. Snow, mountains. Yeah. That'd be it.
Iceland again.
I was going to say you'd
Yeah.
probably go right back to Iceland.
loved
wouldn't
it.
you? What about you?
Just at my grandparents again.
Yeah.
As a
That's
kid.
awesome.
I don't want to
That's
cry. Yeah.
Oh, don't cry.
Yeah,
don't
sorry.
cry. We're ending this on a good note.
Yeah. No, in a good way. I just.
Oh, yeah. I get it. Those
Yeah.
are great memories.
Yeah.
Those are awesome memories. I don't know where I would spend it anywhere in the world. Maybe Germany. I don't know. Somewhere different, maybe. I have no idea. All right, last one. Last one. What's your go-to holiday meal? Like, what's the thing that you have to eat at Christmas?
Green bean casserole.
Oh, do you eat that at Thanksgiving too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to say because my, forgive me, Vanessa, but all the Vanessa, let me say, the majority of the Filipinos in my life, they don't like turkey at all. So we've kind of switched to more of a Filipino Christmas. So we have pancit, we have adobo, we have pretty much all the Filipino things, lumpia and whatnot, and that's pretty much been my Christmas dinners for the past, let's say, 8 years, and
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
That's cool.
Yeah, no turkey,
That's very
so
cool.
you don't get sleepy.
Yeah.
Something different.
I don't think I've ever had turkey on Christmas. Thanksgiving, yeah,
Okay,
but never
okay.
on Christmas.
Christmas?
What about you? What's your go-to?
So Christmas is at my parents' house in the evening, and every year we choose a different kind of theme, and we have like some sort of either pizza cook-off, and then they've mentioned this year we're gonna have some kind of red sauce competition.
Sauce. We're going Italian.
Yeah. So something, it always kind of changes.
Oh,
So
I
your whole
love that.
family is like the chamber, like you're all
Man,
chamber
y'all are
directors.
so much
it sounds
fun.
like. Yeah.
So,
That's so cool.
That's pretty much. We just choose a kind of theme, like burgers, like smash burgers, or
Oh.
steaks, or something like
Sounds
that.
good right now.
Because like
I know.
Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving.
Sure, you
You
can't
really change
no.
that. Except this year, since I won't be home for Thanksgiving, we're going to Indiana and Chicago. We'll wake up in Chicago. We're going to have Chinese and go see Moana 2 at the
Oh,
theater.
how
I'm very
fun.
excited to experience that.
I will be in Chicago at Christmas as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
right out there. I got my wife's family's in Gurney. Mills out there. Have you been out there?
Oh, okay.
I love that.
That's neat. Interesting.
Are y'all traveling for Christmas?
I'm not sure yet.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Let's go where your wife
Yeah,
tells you. That's
that's
what
right.
I do.
That's
She
right.
told me I was going to Chicago. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm there.
Y'all
I've
gonna
never
be there
been.
for Christmas?
Yeah, 24th through like the 27th or something.
Oh,
like
very
that,
cool.
28th.
I have 24 hours in Chicago. That's all I've got.
Okay.
I'm gonna
You're
do-
gonna make the most of it.
I've done
I
that
do,
before
yeah.
in several cities.
Yeah, we did that in Colorado Springs. We drove from Amarillo up to Colorado Springs for 24 hours and came right back down. So we're gonna
Wow.
try Chicago.
Whatever.
I was
That's very
stationed there
cool.
2 years in Great Lakes because I went to my tech corps, boot camp, tech corps, A school, and C school there.
Oh,
So
Oh,
I
my
was out
goodness.
there, Texas, and it was so funny because when it got cold and snowy and everything, the people that you saw like who went off in the highway were all Texas plates because there's a lot of Texas boys in the Navy, and none of us knew how to drive in the snow. So I was terrified, like,
Yep.
oh, what is this?
Yep, I think my brother was there for a couple years. Yeah, same exact story.
And we didn't know how to do, like, when the first snow, like, none of us had snow shovels. So I was out there with a broom, and everybody looking down, and, the people from up north had their snow shovels, and I'm out there with a broom, and the other Texas people have sticks, and we're like, what do we
Whatever,
do with all
yeah.
this stuff?
Oh,
It was
Oh, my
interesting.
goodness.
So what is the best pizza there then?
Ooh.
I don't know. Hot dogs, I like there's a chain there,
Nathan's?
Nathan's, I think.
We
the
don't do
actual
chains
store.
when we travel.
Right. That's a good one.
Gotcha. Okay.
Go local.
Yep.
Very cool. Well, thank y'all so much. Thank you for hanging out with us this evening. We just have
Yeah,
gone
yeah,
on a
yeah.
million little
Man, I know.
tangents.
So many squirrels.
Yeah, and it's kind of great. We really enjoyed our Texas Downtown Association convention and, of course, Christmas in God's Country this weekend. Please come out. It's going to be a great time. There's usually a couple thousand people that show up all throughout the weekend. It's going to be a ton of fun. Please be safe. Please watch out for pedestrians, especially after the parade, because it's a little bit chaotic.
It's a madhouse. So be very, very careful. If you can kind of stay behind just a little bit, let the craziness clear out, stroll around, enjoy the lights downtown, and then get in your car.
Yeah, come visit with me and John. We'll be emceeing
Yeah.
the parade. So you
Yeah.
can come
There we
visit
go.
with us, hang out with us. We'll tell lots of stupid jokes. It'll be a great time.
Teach you about municipal finance if you want.
Ooh,
Oh,
ooh.
so enticing.
I can't wait. Can't wait. Can't wait. Thank
Let's
you
talk
guys.
about the data.
Thank you. Have a great evening. We'll see you next month.